shoes. And so he's going to sue them. Converse is in. They decided to pay Dennis Rodman $2.5 million a year just to push these sneakers. So Michael Jordan with the Air Jordans and Grant Hill with your Filas and Shaq and Sean with your Reeboks, you better watch out. There's some new shoes on the block. And I can see it now. I can see customers forming long queues to pay up because they'll be convinced that they can't lose with the shoes that Dennis Rodman will use. And I'm Lacey Banks for Full Court Press. Oh, what a beautiful pass.
Just went bananas?
Yeah, I mean, it's very emotional. I couldn't look up. You know, it was hard because of I know that I knew I earned that. I earned that. They just gave it to me. I earned that, and nobody can ever take that away. That desire, that willingness to do what I do, and that was made me feel good, along with the people helping me out.
Well, how does the shoulder feel the day after?
Feels good. No worries. Pulled up just fine.
You get it banged on pretty good by big old 7'7" Georgie Mirasan last night too.
Yeah, he's a load. Couldn't have had a better test as far as seeing how it handles contact. It's been good.
As you look back, were you a little nervous when you
Tonight's game with the Bulls and Timberwolves is the second meeting of the start. For the Chicago Bulls, the search continues. The search for a worthy opponent. All eyes are on these three individuals as the ones that could challenge the champions. But they failed miserably in their attempt. Now attention has shifted to another high-caliber team, the Knicks, whom the Bulls will play next Tuesday. But one begins to wonder whether or not that worthy opponent will emerge from the NBA spotlight or instead from the shadows of the unknown. Enter the Minnesota Timberwolves, a team that no one is paying attention to, but a team full of the hunger and desire it takes to beat the best. Led by their young star, the Wolves are ready to jump into the coveted NBA upper echelon with a win tonight. But the Bulls know that only the paranoid survive, so they'll be ready. The search continues for a worthy opponent. Maybe that search will be satisfied tonight. Bulls have traveled from one very cold and snowy city to another, and tonight meet a team they have never lost to, but they're having their best season ever. Live from the Target Center in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Tonight it's the Chicago Bulls and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Hello again, everyone. I'm Steve Cashel. Welcome to the Buick Dealers Warm-Up Show and world champion Chicago Bulls basketball on Sports Channel. The Bulls continue to own the NBA's best record, 32 wins and just 4 losses. They have won 7 in a row and 15 of their last 16 overall. Now for Minnesota, they are having their best season in their 8-year history. They are still under 500. They have a record of 16-20, but currently own 3rd place in the Midwest Division. They're 11-5 at home, and if the playoffs began today, they would be in as the number 6 seed in the Western Conference. Now it's time to send it to the Target Center in Minneapolis. Say hello to our play-by-play team. As always, here's Tom Dorr and Johnny Redker. Gentlemen.
All right, thank you, Steve Cashel. And Reds, interesting ball game tonight for the Chicago Bulls here in Minnesota. But you go back a night against a good Washington team, and the big two for the Bulls, Scottie and Michael, really did a nice job.
Now, Michael Jordan has been sensational all year. As you look at him, though, he's got a stiff neck tonight. He had a lot of problems on the plane, and it'll be touch and go with him tonight. But he certainly carried the game last night. Scottie Pippen was moved to the 2-guard position on occasion, and he loved it. He fired 4 threes in a row in the last quarter, out of third quarter, and the last quarter he had 3 more. He just did a sensational job.
And Johnny, you're right. The nice thing with the Scottie Pippen last night, 25 points, but the rebounds and assists and steals were all up. That's the numbers they're kind of looking for. Another ball game a little bit like last night, as I said, a good young ball club with 3 good stars, John. 3 three guys that can really play.
Well, they thought Christian Leitner was expendable, so they went with Tom Gugliotta, and Googs has done a great job for him. 22 points a game and almost 10 rebounds. Stephon Marbury, 19 years old, wow, 16 points a game, almost 7 assists. And Kevin Garnett from Farragut in Chicago, what a job he's done. The Bulls get their first look at him tonight.
Well, the Chicago Bulls with their hands full tonight, a ball club that plays very well at home. Now let's go back to the studio. Cash, take it away.
Tom and Johnny, thank you. While the Bulls look for win number 33 on the season, they're also looking for their 15th win in 18 road games. Coming up, a preview from Norm Van Leer, the opening lineups, and the opening tip for tonight's ball game. And we'll continue with Bulls basketball here on Sports Channel right after these messages.
Sports Channel's coverage of Chicago Bulls basketball is brought to you in part by your local Chevrolet and Geo dealers, people you can trust when you're looking for a good car value. Discover Card, proud partner of the Smithsonian's 150th anniversary. United Airlines is proud to be a participating sponsor of tonight's program. Come fly Chicago's hometown airline. Come fly our friendly skies. Brewery Fresh, Budweiser, who reminds you fresh beer tastes better. Electric Avenue Montgomery Ward, where great brands and great prices come together. Payne Weber, when you invest with Payne Weber, you invest with more intelligence. W1 by Raymond Weil, the cutting edge in time. And by Ameritech, your link to better communication.
Yeah, these types of games are going to make us better, you know what I mean?
Michael Jordan, one-on-one, immediately following every game, exclusively on Sports Channel.
Don't forget to visit McDonald's to vote for your favorite NBA All-Stars. It's your chance to cast your vote. Stop by a participating McDonald's restaurant and vote today for the 1997 NBA All-Star Game. The NBA All-Star Gala is right around the corner. Don't forget to visit McDonald's, casting your ballot for your NBA favorites. Bulls and Wolves coming up shortly. Coming up, Bulls and the Timberwolves, and Michael Jordan playing with a stiff neck. I don't know if they brought the masseuse with them, but it's interesting what Phil said in the conversation. Also, he said Michael seems to have more discipline whenever he is nursing an injury or a cold or the flu or something, and that's when you see these 40-point and 50-point games.
Well, there's something going on there, and I guess discipline and maybe more focus is the word they used today in the 90s. When Michael is hurt, because his stiff neck means maybe 40, 45 points. Maybe if he has the flu, that's 50 points. So if you have a bad back, maybe 55, like he did in New York a couple years. So all these particular things that happened to Michael along the way, it may be a dangerous sign, because once again, whenever he comes up with an ailment, sickness, whatever, he seems to have an outstanding game.
Yeah, let's see if Dennis Rodman's going to have an outstanding game. Of course, last night Dennis got 18 rebounds, and all he needed was 14 to reach the 10,000 mark for his career, and he was really touched by the emotion showed by the United Center crowd last night. Dennis appeared on our pregame show talking to Lou Canellis and said he was really touched by that because he didn't think they would stop the game and clap like they did.
Well, I think it was a surprise to Dennis, and he showed a little surprise as he talked to Lou tonight. At the same time, the Chicago crowd and the people here, the fans, can do that to you. They'll take you in. And the one thing about Chicago, more than any other city that I've been around and happen to live in or whatever, you work hard in this city, and you just do what you have to do by way of the blue-collar approach. People love you here.
Yeah.
And a lot of times they'll overlook and sidestep some of the other things that go on and the no-nonsense that sometimes creeps into the whole situation. But, man, if you work, you get up, do your job, there's more of appreciation for that than any other city I've been in. I grew up in Pittsburgh, and it's very similar cities. All you have to do is get up, work hard, and try to approach people in that manner.
Absolutely. It's a back-to-back for both teams. Of course, Minnesota was in Atlanta last night. Bulls were home against Washington. Is it tougher for the Bulls and then travel to Minnesota, or for Minnesota to come back home and have to take on the world champs?
Well, I think basically it's tough for Minnesota to really go on the road and play and then have to come home. And at the same time, Steve, you may welcome that because you're coming home to play before your crowd. So I think that's a nice reception when you're on the road and then come home like Minnesota's doing tonight.
All right, we'll see at halftime. Enjoy the first half. Here's Tom and Johnny again in Minneapolis. Tommy?
All right, thanks, Cash. Back here at the Target Center in Minneapolis, let's take a look at our Montgomery Ward Electric Avenue starting lineups. First for Phil Jackson, Chicago Bulls. And no changes from last night. It'll be Tony Kukoc and Michael Jordan at the guards. Scottie and Dennis Rodman at forwards, and Luke Longley will get the start in the middle. Luke said he felt pretty good. Well, the Minnesota Timberwolves, coached by Flip Saunders, Marbury and West at guards. Garnett and Gugliotta, two very, very good forwards. And Brankovic is their starting centers. Lou Canellas standing by. How you doing, Lou?
Hi, Tom. How are you? This morning, Michael Jordan showed up here at the Target Center, did not participate in the team shoot-around. Instead, laid on the court and received treatment on his neck from trainer Chip Schaefer. Chip Schaefer also gave him some muscle relaxers about an hour and a half ago, 2 hours ago. He cannot move his head to its right, only to the left. So you know what that means. He'll score 50 going to his left tonight. Back to you guys.
Wouldn't be any big surprise.
That'd be good, Lou.
Our officials for the ball game this evening: James Caper, Steve Javi, and Eddie F. Rush. I talked to Luke a little bit before the game. He said he felt very good. A little tired from last night.
He's not still tired. A little tired after the game, you mean?
Yeah, well, he said he was a little tired this morning, but he said he felt pretty good now. So he was a little worn out. But he was anxious to play again tonight. Tip is up, and in the middle, Tony finally pulls it away. Bulls with good ball movement to start it off. Doug West starts on Scottie. Pip gets it back, fires long range deuce and hits. Scottie Pippen. So the Bulls draw first blood. Marbury, who didn't play exceptionally well in the ball game in Chicago, comes out for three and hits.
Comes behind a screen and steps up and knocks it down.
In his pregame show, Phil Jackson said that's how they would start playing him, as MJ hits the baseline fadeaway.
Look at him coming back, struggling.
Said they'll try and stay away from him, make it tough for him to penetrate. Good pickup by Luke. Scottie crossover. Oh, beautiful move. Tipped it once, couldn't get it. In traffic, kicks it out. Tony from 16 drops it home. It was a great move that just wouldn't fall in. Scottie. Gugliotta finds Kevin Garnett. Baseline jumper Garnett, and Brankovic comes down with a rebound. Marbury for three.
Oh, nothing but net. 2 good looks at it. He's a kid that we worried about his shooting. Michael's got him underneath the post up, and he evens it out.
You can see he's in a lot of pain. Yep. He does not want to look to his right at all.
Yeah, you got to watch now for the jolting screen. Marbury with another one. This one's off.
And Tony right there with a rebound. 8-6 Bulls with the lead. Just about 2 minutes gone. Tony kicks it out. Luke on the baseline. And that's nice to see. Sports Channel like to welcome our affiliate TCI of Iowa and the viewers in Waterloo and Cedar Falls, Iowa. Marbury. Scottie comes around in front of Gugliotta trying to cut off that pass. And Marbury comes down the baseline, throw it right back, and Michael's right there.
He can't push it, though, like he'd like to.
Dennis right there. Tipped it once. Scottie chases it down, but Marbury is right there. Bulls lead at 10-6. Garnett goes baseline, and Luke will pick up the foul. Numbers from the last time these two teams met. Bulls got out to a good start. Minnesota came back. In the third quarter, Bulls just put a hammer down. Field goal numbers, Bulls a little better. Free throws, Bulls with the line 10 times more and made 10. Marbury, Brankovic, and he gets it right back. Gugliotta steps out and puts it up, and Dennis right there for the rebound. Rodman gets it out to Scottie, ahead to Tony. MJ, free throw line, spins back to Tony. Plenty of time on the clock as Tony had it knocked loose and a foul is called.
It's on Marbury.
Foul was called on Minnesota's Stephon Marbury, and that's his first personal, Minnesota's first team foul.
PA announcer tell you all about that. So Dennis will trigger it in. 8 minutes, 43 seconds left. First period. They double team Michael. He'll get across to Scottie.
Look at this.
Rodman with the easy one.
They went from Michael to Scottie. Nobody picked up Dennis, and now everybody scored for the Bulls.
A double team can be a good idea, but you've got to cover up the guy at the basket. Gugliotta over to set the screen. On top for Kevin Garnett, right back to Stephon Marbury with Scottie on him. Scottie goes down. Gugliotta fakes the baseline jumper, comes inside, missed it. Pip stops for 3. Marbury kicks it down, baseline. Gugliotta, ball game very much up and down. Gugliotta fakes, nice fake. And Brankovic tips it out.
They haven't gotten Kevin Garnett a shot yet. See who's going to post up Dennis now.
Baseline fadeaway for Kevin Garnett. Luke comes underneath, came up a little shy, and Gugliotta's right there. Gets it back to Marbury. Bulls have taken 3 more and made all 3 as Michael reaches in, picks up the personal foul. They go on the road with the Hawks Monday when they square off with the Buffalo Sabres. Pregame starts at 4:30. Opening face-off at 5. Monday on Sports Channel. Blackhawks, what Hawk fans want.
Marbury to shoot a couple of free throws, the first free throws of the game. Kevin McHale's done a nice job here. He made a decision that Christian Laettner wasn't their power forward. It's Tom Gugliotta, and he surrounded him with 2 very young kids, Stephon Marbury and Kevin Garnett. They've been a competitive club this year. It's the best record they've had, 16-20.
And Johnny, at home, they have been very hard to beat. MJ fadeaway jumper, banged around and out, and Brankovic with a rebound. 12-10 Bulls with the lead as Marbury comes down with the intent to tie the game. Garnett lost it and got it back. Shot clock at 9 as Gugliotta looks inside. Garnett started to post up. Now Gugliotta with a long-range deuce. To help, big fella did a nice job. We got a timeout on the floor, 6:21 left in the first, and the Bulls and Timberwolves are tied at
12. Your name, please?
Michael Jordan. I've made shots at the buzzer. I've been in championship games, but I've never had butterflies like this.
Show me your horn.
These people are all business.
Okay.
Good thing I had my Chevy Blazer along. Sure came through in the clutch. DOFTPZLCDO.
Have a seat over in the blue chairs and wait for them to call your name.
I not only renewed my license.
Smile, look at the camera.
I renewed my confidence as well.
On Saturday, January 25th, when the Bulls take on the Toronto Raptors, it's All-State Lunchbox Day. The first 5,000 kids aged 14 and under entering the United Center will receive a Bulls lunchbox. Compliments of All-State. And if you're planning to attend an upcoming Bulls home game, play the 50-50 raffle. At each game, representatives from Charitables will be selling raffle tickets throughout the concourse for a chance to win a cash prize. Play 50-50 for your chance at big cash.
Kevin McHale sitting there, enjoying the game so far. Former teammate Robert Parrish and another former teammate, number 11 on the court, Stojko Brankovic.
Marbury comes off the screen. Tony will stay there on him. Marbury puts it up and in. Nice no call by the officials. Marbury initiated the contact. And Steve Javie makes no call. 14-12, Minnesota with the lead now. Luke with it down low. Scottie goes away. Luke through the lane with the hook. Nope. Rebound tapped, and Michael comes away and brings it out, sets it up. MJ, baseline, inside for the slam.
I wonder if that one really pulled that neck muscle. He comes back really grimacing there. Down the baseline, past Marbury.
Off the screen. Marbury, the long range. Bulls come right back. Scottie got it, count it, and he's fouled.
They tried to get back. Doug West tried to get back, and they took advantage of it right away. Pip with the basket, the foul on Doug West. And we'll take a look at the basket by Michael Jordan. Look at this, a little bit to the middle and down a baseline past everybody up in a hammer. And he comes back. You see the grimace on his face. That's hurting. Pip now trying for a three-point play. And gets it.
Johnny, you and I were talking to Michael in the plane last night. He said it really hurt in the first period, first half.
He got hit in the first half, and then in the last 2 minutes he went for rebound and got sandwiched between two guys, got smacked again. Had those electrodes and everything else on him on the plane last night.
Chip was working overtime.
Yes, he was.
Garnett with the dribble. In the corner for Gugliotta. With the fake, Scottie, good defense, knocked it away. Shot clock at 1 and double dribble.
Yeah. Good defense, you're right, by Scottie Pippen.
Glad you agreed. There's the turnovers. 3-1. Are those cookies good? They look good. Scottie brings it to the right side. Good coach. On top, Longley. Left side, Dennis Rodman. Tony with the post up of Garnett. Fades from almost 15 feet. Brankovic right there for the rebound. Big, strong center. Marbury for 3. Short. Very short back. And Rodman comes up for the rebound.
Mike just can't push the ball. He can make that explosion out of it. He can't push it to 94 feet. Nice. Oh, that was the old shape-up triangle there into Luke. Pippen down the baseline. Pip with the reverse. He grabs the foul. Nice job. Here's Luke with the ball. He just drops it down. Beautifully done. Brankovic on the foul. He is so big, Brankovic. The number 11 looks like his legs run all the way up to his neck. His legs come up, and then they pick up the two single digits. Big man.
He is.
He's going to leave the game here, it looks like, and no, he's going to stay in. Who came in here now?
Well, Doug
Mitchell?
West came out.
Sam Mitchell came in. Okay.
You know, Johnny, you were talking about the offense and what Tex Winter designed how many years ago with the triangle offense, and it is still so successful.
Yep. Typical, though, whenever you hit the center with the ball in this offense, there's somebody cutting, a guard or a forward. A lot of other offenses, it's a two-man game. They throw it to the center, everybody gets out of the way and lets them back in, and that's just what they're trying to do here.
Exactly. As Gugliotta gets it down.
Travel.
Moves inside. Thought so, yeah.
We were talking about that just before the game, talking about how rampant that is, the travel. Oh! Gugliotta left him, and Michael thought he saw Dennis free underneath the basket.
Dennis runs back and says, "My fault. I didn't know where the ball was." Marbury brings it across the timeline. Crossover dribble, kicks it out. Kevin Garnett for a long deuce.
Tony, oh, nice. Pip can catch up with it.
Backdoor, Michael with the right hand. Luke right there to finish it off. 4 points, 2 rebounds for the big Australian. He's also got an assist. Randy Brown up off the Bulls bench. Marbury on top for Garnett. Mitchell left side over Luke, and a very late whistle and a foul called on Luke Longley. Timeout on the floor, 2:49 left in the first, and the Bulls lead Minnesota 22-18.
Earlier, we saw the Bulls work their half-court offense with Longley giving the nice pass to Scottie Pippen earlier. And as we go back to Tom and Johnny, you guys talked about the effectiveness of the triangle offense today at the shoot-around. That's exactly what they worked on, their triangle offense. Phil and Tex felt that the big men weren't passing the ball as soon as they got it into the post quick enough, so he had the big men working with the pass and getting it to the wingmen a lot quicker, and sure enough, Longley with a nice pass to Pippen for the bucket earlier in the quarter here.
Okay, Sam Mitchell to shoot the free throws. The Bulls made a substitution. They took Luke Longley out, brought Randy Brown in, so now it's Brown and Michael in the backcourt. Pip up front with Rodman and Tony Kukoc. It looks like against Rankovic, but they'll make a move and bring back Doug West, and that'll put Garnett. You get a lot of guys that can move and score now on that court. Two big guys sitting down.
Johnny, we talked earlier that every Bull starter had scored. Every Bull starter has an assist now, too. Just what Lou and you and I were talking about with the good ball movement early going from the Bulls. Randy Brown over to Scottie on the right side. Good ball movement, good player movement right now by the Bulls. No standing around. Scottie in some trouble, gets it back. MJ, a fadeaway
at the buzzer. Wow, at the buzzer. He ran way around behind Scottie, who was double teamed. The fans here must have thought this was a college game. It's a tie-up after 5 seconds.
Marbury with it on the right side. Gugliotta. What's tough about Michael shooting that shot is he knows as soon as he lets it go, that he's going to have a lot of pain.
Well, he was getting ready to go to free throw line, Garnett. He didn't think he traveled on that play.
Scottie brings it across the timeline. 2 minutes. 2 minutes remain. Goes down the post up. He'll come out and set the screen for Michael now. With Gugliotta on him. MJ stops from 20 and hits.
You could just see him collecting himself. You know, he was looking at Gugliotta, just trying to get his feet together. You knew his shot was going to go over the top of him.
Michael with 11, 5 of 8 from the field. Marbury. Gugliotta. Spin move. Scottie goes down, and Gugliotta puts it in. Bulls with the lead. A minute 20 left in the first. Rodman comes down the lane, throws up a bad shot, went after it, almost got it. It'll go out of bounds and belongs to Minnesota. Marbury with Randy Brown right there. Crossover dribble. Goes up with Dennis with a strong rebound. 5th rebound for Rodman now. Down the floor. Randy Brown saves it. Gets it to MJ. Doug West bumped him out of the way. Michael crossover from 15. Hits again. And he is really in pain now.
Well, I'll tell you what. If he gets in much more pain, he'll get 50.
Make it 50 anyway. He's got the last 7 points.
He is struggling.
Garnett as Randy Brown comes down to help. Baseline jumper. And that seems to be his move, John. Spin to the baseline.
You know, this is why you see a guy like Michael play through pain like that. Some guys get the dandruff and they can't play.
Dennis right there with a tip. Goes for it. Lost it. Gugliotta up the floor. Finds Garnett. With Randy Brown on him, Scottie comes over to help out. Marbury thought about the 3. Steps in for a long 2 and hits that. Shot clock is off now. That's what's left first period. Still looking at his guy saying, let's go. Tony gets by Garnett, and a foul will be called on the reach in. I think they had a foul to give.
On the 12 minutes, Sam Mitchell, that's his first personal first in the final 2 minutes.
It did, so the Bulls will inbound now with 2.5 seconds left. Randy Brown, good move, tip in at the 0.8 of a second left.
Rodman with the tip in.
And that would not have counted anyway. We played 1 period here in Minnesota, and the Bulls lead Minnesota 31-25.
Where great brands and great prices come together. W1 by Raymond Weil, the cutting edge in time. And by the Discover Card, proud sponsor of the Smithsonian's 150th anniversary.
For ticket information.
Coming up on Friday night, Bulls will take on the Milwaukee Bucks. We'll be back home. The Bucks come in with Vin Baker and Glenn Robinson and a very good team. It'll be the Bulls and the Bucks Friday night. Game time 7 o'clock right here on Sports Channel. Roy Smalley is here.
Roy Smalley Jr.
His uncle, Gene Mauch, former Montreal Expos manager, among others. First quarter stats now, Bulls 14 of 28, Timberwolves 10 of 19. The Bulls with 9 assists.
Michael Jordan sitting down now. Steve Kerr in for him. And Terry Porter in the backcourt.
Garnett spins, fakes, baseline jumper just off. Mitchell knocked the rebound away from Dennis Rodman, so they get a second chance opportunity. Porter. Garnett. Spins, fadeaway jumper. And yeah,
goaltending, yeah.
Goaltending on Scottie.
But that'll be a Kevin Garnett basket.
Basket is good.
Jason Caffey in the ball game for the Bulls.
Watch Scottie's hand come up over the rim here.
Caffey goes up high to Steve Kerr. Kerr gets it right back. Scottie with the fake. Finds Randy Brown from 14 feet. Jason Caffey fights for it. Gets it underneath with the left hand. Puts it up. Couldn't get it. And Mitchell finally is there. 31-27 Bulls with the lead. Just a minute gone here in the second period. Garnett in the lane with a fadeaway.
He likes that shot. Drags to the middle. Nice job. 8 points.
And the Bulls want a timeout. 10:41 left first half, and the Bulls lead Minnesota 31-29.
Timeout, Chicago.
A lot of celebrities in the house tonight, John.
Hello. The artist formerly known as Prince. He's now called...
What? Jimmy Jan, record producer, does Janet Jackson, among others, right there.
Congratulations, you won a live night and dinner for 6 at Casino.
Scottie will trigger the inbound pass.
Outside section 136 to claim your prize.
And gets it right back. Randy Brown. Bulls again, good movement with the basketball. Caffey fakes the 15-footer, puts the shoulder down. Tough shot, puts it in. Jason Caffey with a bucket.
Jason Caffey.
Doug West goes down to post up. Fouled by Randy Brown.
Randy thought he had all ball, didn't he? Picks up his first foul, and Mark West.
That's Chicago's first team foul. Doug West goes to the line for Minnesota. He'll be shooting too.
Mark West. I said Doug West. I'm sorry. Yes.
They got a big college Saturday coming up here on Sports Channel. It starts at noon, and then at 2 o'clock, the DePaul Blue Demons will take on Houston in a Conference USA matchup. Ends up at 6:30 that night. A lot of good college basketball action here on Sports Channel.
Pippen leaves. Kukoc comes in. Cherokee Parks comes in and replaces Tom Gugliotta.
West hits that one. Makes it 33-31 now. Bulls with the lead. 2 minutes gone here in the second period. Kerr looks for the opening. Caffey with Parks on him, goes right by Parks and got fouled. That was a good, strong move by Jason Caffey.
Yes, sir. Got the ball out by the top of the free throw line, extended. Made that fake, makes a good cut at Cherokee Parks. Parks reaches over the shoulder and whacks it. Caffey, who just had the first basket for the Bulls in the second quarter, will shoot 2.
Drive free throw.
Yeah, I just still don't like his free throws. They should be working with him on this. Doesn't release it with the fingertips, Tommy.
It's off the end of the fingers a little bit.
It's almost like a push rather than a leg shot. You put the little more legs in it.
Porter starts to back in. West goes behind. Garnett stops from 15 and hits.
Boy, he shoots that ball down when he gets up that high, doesn't he? 10 points for Kevin Garnett.
34-33, Bulls with the lead. Kerr around the screen. They're really guarding the perimeter very hard. Caffey puts his head down and does it again.
What a job he's doing.
36-33 now, Bulls with the lead. Caffey 5 points. Long one, and Dennis Rodman with a rebound. 8 rebounds for Dennis now. Caffey sets the screen. He's got Mitchell on him. Randy Brown with the floater puts it in.
Floater is right. Nice job floating. So that Caffey with 5, Brown with 2 have picked up the slack here.
James Robinson gets set to check in. Garnett spins the baseline shot, and he just makes that look easy.
Yes, he does. 14 points for young Marbury in the first quarter, and now Garnett takes over here. He's got 8 in this quarter, 12 in the game.
Steve Kerr, a long 3. Garnett goes very high for the rebound. Porter now brings it back out. 38-35, Bulls with the lead. West gets it right back to Porter. Randy Brown just reached in and took it away. Ahead for Steve Kerr. With good coach.
Oh, and he throws it behind him. They had everything in their favor, and he threw it behind him.
Into the game for the Timberwolves.
James Robinson in the game now. Now you'll see some long shots. Is that? No, I thought it was Rube.
I don't know. I do not know. I don't know that I want to. Porter on top for Garnett. Garnett's playing very well.
Automatic 14 points, and he brings the Wolves to just a 1-point deficit.
7 of 10 from the field. He's also got 3 rebounds and an assist. Caffey gives it right back to Randy Brown. Comes up high, comes around the screen, goes inside. With a left hand, puts it in. Randy Brown with a good, quick move. Bulls lead it by 3, and Michael and Scottie have had quite a bit of the quarter off. Michael's had the whole thing. Scottie has had most of the second quarter on the bench. Mitchell with the fadeaway jumper over the top. That'll be Bulls ball. And here comes Michael right back now.
He can't get in. The ball went over the top. They said you have to wait a little bit. So I think that puts fear in the heart of some of these guys. Look over and Michael's coming back.
It's like it's like a baseball game, and all of a sudden you're up in the 8th inning, and you know the best closer in baseball is coming in to get you. Caffey with the foot, almost walk. Tony double team.
Whoa! Bullet pass underneath.
Michael comes back in. Randy Brown will check out. Michael Jordan. To 37. The Bulls with the lead over Minnesota. Coming up on 6.5 remaining in the first half. Porter gets it back to Mitchell. He puts it up and in. Sam Mitchell makes it a 1-point Bulls lead. Rodman's got the post up down low. Tony in the corner, gets it back. Dennis puts it down on the dribble. The left hand puts it up and in.
Said he couldn't go to the hoop. Hey, what? How was that? Not only went hard to the basket, put it up with the left hand. Man. I told you you'd see some long distance shooting there.
Steve Kerr picked this one up.
Jason, put it hammer. Oh. There it is. He missed the first one, came around and back.
Cappy's got a good second quarter going. 44-39 now. Bulls with the lead.
When he has a good game, he has them in streaks, doesn't he?
Right.
In a quarter, 7, 8 points.
Illegal defense called.
Illegal defense.
That's the first.
Number 24, Tom Gugliotta.
Tom Gugliotta comes in now. And Kevin Garnett will leave. Scottie Pippen will come back for the Bulls. Dennis Rodman will leave. Porter brings it to the wing as Marbury gets set to check back in. Scottie knocked it away, but it goes right back to Porter. Gugliotta with a screen. And Terry Porter hits it, goes right behind the screen and hits it. That's a veteran, John. He saw an opening, found it real quick, and took that easy shot. Tony gets it on the left side. Michael comes across. Steve Kerr, baseline fadeaway jumper. Steve Kerr drops it in. First points for Steve. Bulls with a 5-point lead. Gugliotta.
Boy, he comes very close to traveling on it, doesn't he? Everything goes up in the other.
He's taking that step before the ball comes close to hitting the ground. Mitchell with 2 fakes, baseline, puts it in. Looked like Wes Unseld used to be down there, John, with a head fake, and finally put it up as soon as you jumped. Scottie drew some spacing and then got it down to Michael. They double team. Leave Tony Kukoc alone at the right 3-point wing, but he couldn't get it.
Oh, it looked like Steve had that shot right out front, didn't it?
Gugliotta with a quick 2. And Tony Kukoc had it, lost it. Mitchell inside, put up a bad shot. Cherokee Parks tipped it, lost it. Mitchell fade away. Foul call.
If he goes straight up, he's got the shot blocked, but Cappy comes down and puts Sam Mitchell to the line.
Marbury comes in. Terry Porter will leave. Luke Longley gets up off the Bulls bench.
At the line for Minnesota, Sam Mitchell, shooting 2.
It's that Luke Ellis. What's happening?
Guys, they really like Sam Mitchell here. They bring him off the bench, but they've a lot, averaging about 29. And he's one of the veterans, along with Terry Porter, who gives this team some stability, along with the young guys, the 19-year-old in Marbury and the 20-year-old in Kevin Garnett. Mitchell, not one of the bigger guys on the court, but he's a blue-collar type of guy and will fight for every rebound.
They get a good mix here, I think. And I think that's what Lou was talking about. West and Porter can play in the backcourt and give Marbury some help. Kind of teach him the ropes. And Gugliotta. Bulls up by 1. MJ baseline, fade away, hits again.
Over Cherokee Parks. That trip, Michael's first in this quarter, 15.
7 of 10 from the field now for MJ. Marbury looks down low for Gugliotta with the fake, puts it up and no shot. Foul called on Cappy.
Look at Michael's last shot as he goes around Cherokee Park, shoots it up, and watch him running back. Ooh, he can't turn his head even. He said turning to the left is what really bothers him.
Back in the game for Minnesota, number 21, Kevin Garnett.
Kevin Garnett comes back in. Tom Gugliotta will leave. 3 minutes, 35 seconds left, first half. 48-45 Bulls as Campy's right there to pick up the errant ball. Campy gets it back to Scottie, over to Michael. He'll put up the 3. And Garnett just went over Campy. Jason just could not quite get up that high. Robinson will set it up now. 48-45, Bulls with the lead. Marbury right side. Steve Kerr plays good position defense. Marbury with the long deuce hits it. Back
Any help coming?
Inside, Scottie with the easy one.
Ace. Ice.
I thought that's what you said.
A little cold up here or what?
Garnett goes right side for Marbury. Long three from Marbury. In and out. Michael right there for the rebound. Ahead for Luke Longley. Luke on the run, and a blocking foul goes on Cherokee Parks.
Luke was going right to the hoop. Cherokee Parks slid in front of him on the play.
On Saturday, January 25th, the Bulls battle the Toronto Raptors. It's All-State Lunchbox Day. The first 5,000 kids aged 14 and under in the United Center will receive a Bulls lunchbox, compliments of All-State. And the Chicago Bulls have capped season ticket sales at 15,000 seats and have started a priority number waiting list for seats that may become available in the future. To add your name to the season ticket waiting list, call 312-455-4000. What happened? What were you reacting to?
During the timeout, they had a guy shooting blindfold. Take a look at this as Luke comes out, steps on Cherokee Park's foot, and there's a collision during the timeout. They had to take a look at Luke's ankle to see if he was okay. He seems to be okay. During that commercial break, they had a guy shooting blindfold, and they kept throwing the ball back. He kept missing. Finally, the last time the guy threw it back to him, he hit him straight in the face. Luke off the back of the rim with the free throw.
Big fella splits them 51-47 now. Bulls with the lead. Coming up on 2 minutes left here in the first half. Pippen almost had that. Garnett in the corner with Longley on hand and 2 hands to the back called on Luke.
Well, Luke's got 2 fouls now, about 24 feet from the basket. 23 feet from the basket.
Jason Caffey will come back. Luke picks up his third, 4th team foul on the Bulls.
2 minutes remaining in the quarter.
Robinson with a quick jumper on the run. James Robinson with the basket. And it's back to a 2-point Bulls lead. MJ, double team, in the lane, fades, fires, nope, and Robinson with a rebound. Jason Caffey knocked it away. Dennis Rodman gets it inside, and Caffey just slammed it down.
Well, Rodman almost with the offensive foul, but he did get it into Jason. Jason with 9 points.
He's also got a couple rebounds and 2 assists. Robinson comes off the screen, gets it again, and MJ with a block.
Caffey get it out to him.
And there had to be a foul.
Slow whistle, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Mike says, are you going to blow that thing?
I'll call it Minnesota. Hollywood Robinson has his first personal.
They're going to give him the ball on the side on this. A good block by Michael. He couldn't really get down there. Jason gives him a pass, but not enough of a lead to get him out. So
Phil thought it should have been a clear pass.
Absolutely.
And he is really giving it to Eddie Rush.
It was such a slow whistle, first of all.
He is all over Rush and still talking to him. MJ backs in, fades from 15, he hits again.
Kevin Garnett closed. He says, I was trying, I was right there. Look at him shake his head. It's twice I've been right there.
Michael, it hurts him so bad he's almost smiling. It's like, what else can you do? Nothing. Gugliotta posting up. Spins baseline. Oh, great block by Scottie. And Rodman pulls the rebound away. Dennis accelerates up the floor. Inside, Jason Caffey puts it in.
Beautifully done, and that's a couple good hustle baskets that Dennis Rodman has got. You see that? You know that Scottie can get up the floor, Michael and Kukoc, but wow, we got a timeout here, yes.
Minnesota's called it with 44.1 seconds left.
Is this a 20? Let's
20.
see.
Now they're going to say it's a 20.
20-second timeout, Minnesota.
So that.
It's time for the Timberwolves tonight.
See, Rodman with 11 rebounds. A nice job that last time bringing it up, giving it to Jason.
You win dinner for 2.
Jason Caffey's got a good quarter going, 11 points. As you said, he gets him in streaks, John. He'll have a nice flurry, and then things go quiet.
All right, here's Dennis. Look at Dennis put the pressure down. Michael on one side. Right down the middle, though, is Jason Caffey, and up he goes and finishes it nicely. So 44 seconds here. The Bulls, every time that the Wolves close down to 2, the Bulls have been able to pull away a little bit. Let's see what happens here. Marbury with the ball. He's got 16 in the game.
No purchase necessary, but great looking. Timberwolves caps and sweatshirts are free with the purchases.
Robinson with it in the corner with Scottie on him. Inside for Garnett. Scottie comes over to help out. Dennis got a piece of it. Mitchell baseline jumper. And Gugliotta knocked it. Steve Kerr right there to pick it up. Shot clock, game clock, just about the same.
Larry didn't want to take it here in front, but he's going to have to do it. Out of time. Go too early. He'll give it a shot. Kevin Garnett closing on Mike.
MJ finds Scottie inside, had it blocked away. Loose ball, 2 seconds, 1 second, and that'll do it. We played one half of basketball here at the Target Center, and the Chicago Bulls lead the Minnesota Timberwolves 57.
An awful lot of the time, but I thought we did a good job on Gugliotta, and Scottie was very active on him. And, of course, we had some real nice offense going for us throughout that first half. We shot a high percentage. It's going to take a little bit of both things this half to come out here with a win.
How does Michael score 17 with that neck?
Well, I don't know. It's one of the mysteries of life, Lou, but
Superman.
He's just a great player.
Thanks, Jimmy. Back to Tom and Johnny.
I would go along with that. Payne Weber first half stats. Bulls shoot 54%. Minnesota 49. See, the three-pointers not very good for either team. Free throws kind of quiet, although Minnesota had a couple more. Rebounds a little stronger for the Bulls, and assists much stronger for the Bulls, 17-10. We're at the Target Center here in Minneapolis. The Chicago Bulls take on the Minnesota Timberwolves. My broadcast partner is Johnny Kerr. I'm Tom Dorr. Lou Canellis here with us as well. He is not one of our broadcast partners. Ahmad Rashad. Marbury brings it across the timeline. By the way, James Angio and Doug Stanton are here as well in the truck, and it's nice that Doug could make it to the game tonight. Marbury goes on top for Gugliotta. Shot clock at 3.
Way off.
John, that was not just way off. Kukoc brings it down and missed it. And had it blocked by Brankovic.
Went in too soft, didn't he?
First one, you go up and slam it. You don't wait for it. Many coaches will tell you that over and over again. Don't wait for the big guy. Go up over, go quick. Marbury comes inside, put it up, and Luke right there for the rebound. 57-49, so no harm done so far.
Nope.
MJ starts to back in. Finds Rodman. Dennis bounces to Luke, out to Tony Kukoc. Tony for 3.
Tony quiet the first half, but he starts off with a long bomber.
Make it 60-49 now. Bulls with the lead. Garnett, top of the circle with the soft jumper. And the rebound's tapped out. And he gets it right back. Marbury comes around the screen, splits everybody, finds Doug West, baseline jumper, and it rolls in.
Illegal defense down low, so that's one apiece. Flips on her, saying, what is he doing? The ball's way out here at half court.
Illegal defense, Minnesota. First violation.
Dennis Rodman will trigger the inbound pass. Steve Jabby very calmly explaining to Flip why, West Virginia, it was an illegal defense. Pippen goes down low for Michael. They come across the double team, find a triple team. MJ got bumped, no call. Marbury. West wanted to go inside, now finds Gugliotta, who comes in and got fouled by Luke Longley.
Longley's 4th foul.
Well, called on the Bulls, Luke Longley. That's his 4th, first team.
Good pass by Doug West, and here comes Gugliotta in, but Luke prevents him from smacking the ball down in. A good job they did on Gugliotta. Get 6 points in the first quarter. Nothing in the second quarter, and now trying to get on the board here for the Timberwolves. And what do you got, Luke Canellis?
February has been awesome. 43 minutes a game. He's averaged almost 27 points, 12 rebounds, 5 assists. They want him to be the first All-Star ever in the history of this franchise for the Minnesota Timberwolves. They've never had an All-Star.
Tough. I mean, you talk about Gugliotta. He's a great player. Kevin Garnett is very deserving. Vin Baker, Scottie Pippen.
Of course, Minneapolis has had several All-Pros, but
not the Timberwolves.
No.
Longley puts it up and missed it.
One of them here tonight, George Mikan, one of the top 50 players in the NBA.
Gugliotta with the fake. Scottie knocked it away, and Gugliotta got it back. Garnett with it down low. Inside. Fade away.
A lot of room when you make that move. You're up there all by yourself looking at the hoop.
There's another guy on the floor, John, that's very deserving of All-Star recognition. That's Dennis Rodman. Dennis is having a great first half of the season. Scottie goes down low. Michael with a tough fadeaway jumper. Nope. Right there to put it in.
Hurl that one right underneath.
(62-55) Bulls with the lead. Gugliotta spins baseline, had it knocked loose. Garnett right side. West with the leap and leaner. Garnett went up high to get it. Longley tapped it. Brankovic goes inside and lays it in.
Looks like Luke is a little impeded on his jumping there. He's not really go full extension.
And it's not a quick jump, John.
No, and as I say that, it looks like Bill Wennington gets up off the bench. So we'll see what happens.
Good coach. Gets it back to Luke. Right side MJ with Garnett on him. Michael. Low on high. Three came in and out. Luke right there. Got bumped. Put it up. Yes, he got it, and it'll go to the line.
Good strong move by Luke to get that ball up in the air. Brankovic picks up his second foul. So Luke getting that errant. Michael just trying to beat the clock on that long three. And Luke trying for a three-point play. And as we said, Bill Wennington is waiting on the sideline to come in for Luke.
Waiting in the wings.
Looking for double figures here tonight.
Gugliotta pulls it in, gets it to Marbury. 8 minutes, 6 seconds left in the third period. Bulls lead at 64-57. Marbury comes around the screen, finds Gugliotta with the fake, comes inside, and Luke picks up the foul.
Before they can get him out, Luke's got his fifth foul.
Called on Chicago's Luke Longley. That's his fifth personal. Second team foul.
As you promised, Bill Wennington rolls in.
34, Bill Wennington.
Hey kids, visit the official Chicago Bulls team shops at any Chicagoland Montgomery Ward store and sign up for your chance to be a Bulls honorary ball person for a game.
Gugliotta. Talk about one of the NBA top 50s. There's George Mikan, played with the Minneapolis Lakers here out of DePaul in Chicago, and was the commissioner of the ABA, and there he is. John Cunliffe on the top, Vern Nicholson, Lavellette, Martin. Splits the free throw.
Minneapolis Lakers had a run. What was it, early 50s, John?
Yeah.
They were just unbelievable. Wennington gets it right back to Scottie. Almost threw it away. Michael hit a little high, couldn't get it. Marbury accelerates up, comes inside, dished it off. Brankovic sets, puts it in.
Took a little itsy-bitsies, but was able to get the ball up and in. Strikeout with 4, and they're right back here at a 4-point deficit.
Dennis bounced it back to Scottie. Spun in the air. Minnesota with the save. Garnett gives it back. Marbury goes right to the basket and lays it in. And Phil wants a timeout. 7 minutes, 4 seconds, 7:03 left in the third, and the Bulls lead it by a pair.
Yeah,
types of games going to make us better, you know what I mean?
Michael Jordan, one-on-one, immediately following every game, exclusively on.
He has 4 NBA championship rings, just like. He drives a Chevy Blazer, just like you.
Stephon Marbury has these Timberwolves back in the game. He has scored 18 thus far. He's gone through some tough times of late. Last Thursday, he was in New York. He was served papers. He is being sued in a child support situation with a woman in New York. Now, he claims the issue isn't about whether he'll pay, but how much he'll pay. If you look closely on his shoes, he has written, "I love you, Stephanie." It's a message to his 21-month-old daughter. Marbury, who's from Brooklyn, says, "I want the people to know how I feel about this. I love my daughter than myself," and he hopes to get this matter resolved very soon, guys.
He's made it very clear how he feels. Ball knocked away.
Bad pass underneath. Bulls just falling apart here offensively now.
Doug West tries to tie it, and he does.
They get a tie. Bulls waste that 8-point lead.
A 15-7 run to start the second half by Minnesota. Scottie from 17 hits. Marbury looks down low. Brankovic wants it. He'll take a long three.
Oh, you want to give the ball to Brankovic, don't you? Michael, he gets it back. At least 2 of them. 3 of 7 from that range for Marbury now.
Marbury comes around the screen, fakes, quickly out of the baseline jumper, and Michael goes up high for the rebound. Michael hollers at Tony, run the offense. Rodman, crossover. Scottie spins, fakes. Kukoc with 3 on the shot clock, 2 on the clock. 1, nope. Rebound tapped, loose. Dennis Rodman comes up with it, lost it. Bill Wennington almost threw it away, but got it to Scottie. So the Bulls get a fresh 24. Now Tony pops out from 15.
Yes.
Got it counted, and he's fouled.
Tony, boy, that ball had just escaped everybody that time, but Tony was able to knock it down. Doug West comes in and catches him right on the arm as he shoots the ball. Right on the left arm.
Bulls come out with some pressure here. This pregame show, Phil said they would like to get some pressure, but he said they're a very, very smart team at handling the ball. Garnett gives it back to West on top Marbury. Which we said is ready to check in. Marbury almost lost it.
Offensive foul. Oh, Pip can't believe the play. Oh, man. He went to the left, came back to the right. Pip was just waiting for him there, and Pip just waiting for him on the play.
Tony, Phil will discuss a couple things with him. West from the 3-point strike, couldn't get it. Scottie Pippen is right there. 71-67, Bulls with the lead, just under 5 minutes remain. Bill Wennington gets it in the corner. Rodman. Bushler. Went in and came back out again, and Brankovic is right there.
Oh, nobody there. Nobody there. Gugliotta down the middle, nobody to pick him up. Got 11.
Scottie gets it right back from Michael. Gives it back to him for 3. MJ couldn't get it, and Brankovic with a rebound. 71-69, Bulls with the lead. Marbury brings it back out. He's got 21 points and 8 assists. Comes inside, gives it off. Brankovic, and hang on, we get a foul call.
On a pass off, 1-shot foul. Jordan picks up his second.
For the best selection of Bulls hats, T-shirts, jackets, and other NBA merchandise, visit the official Bulls team shops at any one of the Chicagoland Montgomery Ward stores. West looks down low, finds Gugliotta with a fake, puts it up, and he's fouled by Bill Whittington.
Gugliotta, great position underneath. They talked about stopping him, holding him to 6 points in the first quarter, none in the second, but so far 7 here. Good pass underneath. Up he goes, and Bill Whittington in the foul, and the center is struggling here now tonight. Bill sits down, and who we got in here?
Randy Brown. Terry Porter comes back as Stephon Marbury will lead.
So Gugliotta with a chance to put this team ahead. Biggest Timberwolves lead was 2 points early in that first quarter.
Missed it. Dennis fights for the rebound, tapped it out, and it'll belong to Minnesota.
He kicked the cameraman. He was really upset. Really upset. Went up in the air, came down on the camera. You thought he sprained his ankle.
Well, there's all kinds of equipment right there, and the cameraman is hurt.
It's a struggle for it. He comes over here on the cameraman and steps on the camera, and that's what he was upset about.
Now the man acts like he's dying.
Here they go, fighting for the ball, and that's where he comes up to the camera, steps on the camera, that's where he's upset.
Dennis says, I didn't do much.
Well, you can almost see the man is in some pain there. You understand that, but you can almost see a dollar bills floating around there. One more look at it as we get ready to get back to action. Rodman looks like he's got the inside. Garnett over the shoulder. Now Dennis fights for it out of bounds, and I think he steps on the camera and turns his ankle, and that's what upset him. Then he reaches out and gives him a kick in the leg.
Dennis is kind of smiling. I mean, it's...
Well, they have made a dramatic comeback to tie the score here against the Bulls, and the missed free throw now by Gugliotta.
He's got about 8 guys around him now. Well, let's take a look at a couple things as this guy lays on the floor. Timber Pups, the youngest duo ever in the NBA, youngest 2 players ever in the league. Marbury's 19 years old, averages 16 points. Garnett, 20 years old, averages about 15.
Well, guess what they're doing tonight? Garnett has got his average 16, and Marbury's got his average 21.
Luke, can you go over and help this guy get up or something? This is a joke.
Well, you know what? I'm not by a monitor, so I don't know what Dennis said. I just hope that it doesn't mess him up for the rest of tonight's game, because psychologically, you know, things run through someone's mind when a pro athlete does something to someone in the stands or a cameraman in this situation, so who knows? I just wanted to talk about the Garnett-Marbury relationship. These guys met 4 years ago at a basketball camp, and they have been great friends ever since. Garnett tells this story about he was watching the NBA draft last year, and when he heard that Minnesota had traded with Milwaukee to get Marbury, he claims he jumped out his window onto his deck and then onto his trampoline in his backyard here in Minneapolis. He was so excited that the team had acquired Marbury, his good friend now. Before training camp opened, imagine these two guys, 19 and 20 years old. What can they do here in Minneapolis over the summer? Obviously, they can't hang out in nightclubs and go to bars, so what these two guys did was they did anything any other 19, 20-year-olds would do. They hung out at the Mall of America, played video games, and spent a lot of time at Garnett's house. Apparently, Garnett has all kinds of games in his new house thanks to his big $6 million contract, so they played Sega Genesis and other things.
Hey, Luke. Hey, Lou.
Yes, sir.
Listen, what is he doing with the trampoline in his yard? The young kid's got a great future in front of him. The last thing you want him to do is to go out and bounce on a trampoline and come down on that wrong.
You know, the guy's so full of energy. Yeah, he needs something like that. Obviously, Mikhail forgot to put that in the contract when they put in.
Let him stay in the video stores. It's safer there.
Hey, Bulls fans, you can become part of the Bulls team by joining the Chicago Bulls Fan Club, presented by Blockbuster Video. Call the Bulls at 312-455-4000 or visit any Chicagoland Blockbuster Video location for more information. We'll take a break. We'll come back. 3:44 left, and the Bulls and Timberwolves are tied at 71. And we're ready for basketball now. 71 all here in the third period. West brings it out, and they'll set up. Gugliotta wants it down low. Minnesota had put on a great charge here to start the third quarter. Let's see if this stoppage in play affects them at all. Down to the corner. West baseline jumper, and Dennis Rodman right there for the rebound. Gets it out to Scottie. Randy Brown baseline goes up, dishes it off, and Scottie will bring it out. Now the Bulls will set it up. Goes down low. Michael, double team, triple team. Scottie looking for the open man. Shot clock at 6 at 5. MJ fade away from 15. Nope. And Brankovic with a rebound. Timberwolves with a chance to take the lead now. 3 minutes left in the third. Gugliotta backs his way in the lane. Scottie with a block. Brankovic saved it. Shot clock at 7. Garnett with a baseline jumper, hits.
Good save for them. Garnett collected, faced the basket, knocked it down.
Pippen, top of the circle, finds Randy Brown from 17. Brown back of the rim. And here comes Terry Porter. Timberwolves lead it by a pair, and he lost it out of bounds. We have a timeout on the floor. 2:18 left, and the Timberwolves lead the Bulls by 2. Los Sabres. Pregame starts at 4:30 Monday, and opening face-off at 5 on Sports Channel. What Hawk fans want. And Johnny, what Bulls fans want us to see the Bucks game on Friday. Big Dog, Glenn Robinson, and Vin Baker and the guys come into town. Game time 7 o'clock, tip-off 7:30. Bucks and the Bulls, Friday here on Sports Channel. Hey there.
Well, they're not too far from Wisconsin.
Nope, not at all.
So Michael Jordan sits down.
Tony Kukoc, Steve Kerr, Randy Brown, Scottie Pippen, and Jason Caffey for the Bulls. Caffey bounced it. Scottie lost it. Got it back. That's a great save. 2 minutes left here in the quarter. Caffey goes on top. Steve Kerr, long tough three. Hits it. So the Bulls get the lead back by 1, 74-73. With it on the wing. Garnett goes down, wants to post up with Scottie on him. Back to West. Play a little catch inside. Garnett clears him out. Scottie tipped it. Jason Caffey right there to collect it. 4 rebounds and 11 points, 3 assists for Jason Caffey. Inside, Caffey with a fake goes up, got it blocked and lost it. West comes away with it. Timberwolves trail by 1. They have the ball with 1:10 left in the third.
West was right there, all the way down the lane. Gotta keep an eye on that.
Scottie 4-3.
Gets it right back. Pip with 15.
77-75, Bulls with the lead. That's what's left here, third period. Garnett with Kukoc on him. Fades away, and Tony pulls down the rebound. Bulls lead it by a pair. Let's see the Bulls try and go 2 for 1 here. Scottie. Slam!
Oh, right over Brankovic. Whoa, Pep. Uh-oh.
Gugliotta comes down, runs over.
Offensive foul, yes. Pip in the right place at the right time. He hustled on back. 26 seconds. The Bulls will take one shot. Sam Mitchell in the game and Marbury for Brankovic and West. But the Bulls should hold this for 1. Take a look at Pippen's jam over Brankovic. Whoa. And he got hit on the play, but they let it go.
79-75, Bulls with the lead. Shot clock about a second less than the game clock. Kukoc pops out. Scottie trying to post up Mitchell.
They've got a foul to take anyway, so that's the first one in the last 2 minutes.
They've had that situation, I think, all 3 quarters, haven't they, John?
Yeah. So now they've got 11.7 seconds on the clock. Wouldn't be surprised to see Tony end up back on the point with this ball.
Finally get it into Scottie. Pip, baseline headed, knocked out of bounds by Porter.
He went kind of quick for the shot, which they didn't want to do. Now with 9 seconds, see if the Bulls can get it in here. They're still pointing to where they want everybody to go.
They switch. Finally get it in. Back to Scottie. On top, Tony. He's open. 4-3. Off to the right. 2 seconds. 1 second. Randy Brown tried to save 0.2 of a second now. And that'll pretty well do it for the third period. We played 3 periods here. The Bulls close out the third on a 5-0 run and lead Minnesota 79-75.
Sports Channel's coverage of Chicago Bulls basketball is brought to you in part by Ameritech, your link to better communication. United Airlines is proud to be a participating sponsor of tonight's program. Come fly Chicago's hometown airline. Come fly our friendly skies. And by American National, the bank for business.
Welcome back to the Target Center in Minneapolis as the Bulls take on the Timberwolves. 79-75, Bulls with the lead. Tony Kukoc comes down inside, put it up, headed block. Scottie tried to get a piece of it. Gugliotta comes away with the ball.
The Bulls cannot get to the free throw line.
Stephon Marbury back, and Garnett just nailed Randy Brown. And traveling call by the official. Garnett just leveled Randy.
They don't want to blow that whistle at all. Collision here. Here comes boom.
It was more than what you saw, I think, right there. Here's our Jinsana hustle board. See the rebounds. Bulls with the lead. Steals and blocks about the same. Tony bounces it inside. Caffey had it blocked away. Marbury accelerates up the floor. Fake the 3. Stops for the deuce. Nope. Garnett right there. Missed it. And Tony Kukoc pulls it down.
They have gone just flat cold now, the Bulls.
Scottie
got fouled on the play. That's why he went up. Yeah. To Mitchell on a late foul. Well, there was good news here if you heard the crowd holler. The governor said all Minnesota public schools are closed tomorrow. You know what kind of weather we've got here?
I guess it's a blizzard outside from what they're saying. It is just unbelievable how hard the snow is coming down.
Here comes Pip down. Sam Mitchell knows Pip can take that shot. He comes out on him. They make the contact, and Pip draws the free throw. Knocks the first one down. Pip with 18 points.
Doug West comes back in. Bulls' Michael Jordan gets up off the bench.
Back in the game for Chicago, number 23, Michael Jordan.
Randy Brown will leave. A 7-0 run now for the Bulls since late in the third period. They lead 81-75. Marbury, crossover move, gets it down to the corner to West. Gugliotta sets the screen. Tony slides through. Gugliotta, West almost threw it away. Shot clock at 5, at 4. Baseline, Gugliotta, high arcer comes in and out. Rebound tap. Steve Kerr comes away with it. Gugliotta thought he got fouled. He may have had a case. Jason Caffey gets fouled as he goes up, and he'll go to the line for a pair.
So he gets 2 shots on that. Good movement of the ball down court. So Mitchell just whacking everything that moves out there, it seems like. Jason Caffey, who had a nice second quarter with 11 points for the Bulls to the free throw line.
You say that he shoots it off the kind of the palm almost.
Yeah, he doesn't shoot. You got to go with the legs. You got to really bend the legs and get in there. There's a nice free throw. Listen to this. Listen to this. You understand the fans doing some things, but it's hard to understand the Wolves go. Pip steals the rebound
and gets it back to Steve Kerr. Pass inside. Caffey finds Tony. Kukoc couldn't hang on. Saves it. Scottie puts up the 3 and from the corner.
Oh, that wasn't exactly the way it draw it up in the book, is it?
Timeout Minnesota. 10:22 left, and the Bulls have opened up a 10-point lead.
Give some credit to Jason Caffey of the Bulls. He is playing a great game. He has 12 points tonight. He had 12 last Friday against Milwaukee, 12 on Saturday against Houston. Had a meeting with Phil Jackson. Phil told him, if you have a bad game, don't carry it into your next game. Last night, he scored just 2, and tonight, again, he's having a big outing. 12 points against the Timberwolves. Back to you guys.
Nice cape, Lou.
Yeah, I was going to say, can you get us a towel, Lou? Porter with it on the wing. Baseline 3, short. Rebound loose, and Tony Kukoc comes up with it. 21-11, the bench points in favor of the Bulls. Bulls on a 11-0 run now. Well, it might have been 14 there for a second. Marbury, top of the circle, penetrates inside, runs into Scottie, and offensive foul.
Yes, sir. He put the shoulder down and lowered Pip. So they have all of a sudden developed a propensity that a young club does, and that's for turnovers. Watch this. He goes on in. Pip waiting for him. Jumps in the chest.
85-75, Bulls with the lead. MJ, more on the free throw line, backs in. Finds Tony, baseline fadeaway jumper, and Tony knocks it down. $87-75 now, Bulls with the lead. Scottie was trying to get in front of Gugliotta. Marbury. Mitchell runs over Scottie, and a blocking foul this time.
Pip tried for the 3rd time in a row. The crowd reacts to it. Mitchell wildly coming down the left side, but Pip picks up his 2nd. First team foul. There he is. He tries to get in there.
Mitchell goes to the line.
Yep.
Little body.
Lean that hip in a little bit.
Mitchell has 2 baskets and 3 free throws in this game. Here's 7 points.
Kevin Garnett comes in.
It's the first point in this quarter with the 9:05 to go for the Wolves.
Second one. Bounds out. Scottie there for the rebound. Pip, 22 points, 5 assists, 6 rebounds. Kerr bounces down to the corner. Scottie looks for the open man. Tony Goes by Garnett. Nice bounce pass to Jason, who just hammered it.
Yes, sir. He went around his man, dropped it down. Jason with the hammer. Jason with 14.
89-76 Bulls with the lead now. Gugliotta, long range deuce hits. 15 points for Gugliotta. He's also got 7 rebounds. Michael gives it right back to Steve Kerr. He wants Kerr to come back to the left, which he does. That's what Mike wanted. He wanted that baseline jumper against Marbury. Now kicks it out. Doug West is right there. They did a nice job of double teaming.
Gugliotta wants to take it in on Tony.
Guards baseline, kicks it out. Long deuce for West. Nope. But Garnett there for the rebound. Marbury for 3. And Tony Kukoc has it this time. Tony pushes it up. Finds Scottie. Pip waits for the man to go by.
Got hit.
Caffey comes over the back for a strong rebound. So the Bulls with a fresh shot clock now. Kukoc inside. Jason. Fadeaway jumper. Just off. Rebound tapped out. And Marbury's right there. 89-78. Bulls with the lead. Gugliotta posts up with Scottie right there. Muscles inside, comes up shy, rebound loose. Steve Kerr right there. Bulls 3-on-2. Kukoc gets it to MJ. Michael hangs and hits.
Hesitation, hang, looked like a slam, not to be. 21 for MJ. Stiff neck all, and see if they're going to call a timeout when they get over here.
They do. Timeout call. The 22nd timeout call by the Minnesota Timberwolves. 91-78, Bulls with the lead. Hey, coming up Saturday on Sports Channel, great college basketball action starts at noon. The ball goes at 2. Then at 6:30, Georgetown will take on Miami in our nightcap. Big ball game down in Miami as Georgetown goes down where it's been tough to win. Saturday, college hoops here on Sports Channel. Lou Canellis. What do you know, partner?
You know what's happened? Michael scored 23. He needed 17 tonight to pass Alex English for 8th place on the NBA's all-time scoring list. So he's now in 8th place, and now he trails another active player in the NBA. Who might that be, guys?
Dominic Wilkins? I don't know.
Nice job, Brad.
Huh? Is that it?
Nice job.
Take your shower now, Lou. Take the towel with you.
Marbury with it on the wing. West. Top of the circle for 3. Nope. Rebound tapped, and Dennis Rodman comes away with it. Gets it ahead to Scottie. Pip stops for 3.
Yes, sir. The Bulls really force it down your throat. 25 for Pip. Big time games. 3 threes for him.
94-78. Bulls with the lead. Gugliotta. Long deuce. Gugliotta way off, and Jason Caffey with a rebound. Down the floor. Kukoc now decides to bring it back out.
Oh! Jason Caffey with the slide down the middle. Beautifully done. Tony with the pass.
And a timeout called by Minnesota. 6:04 left, and the Bulls lead at 96-78. Our producer-director on Sports Channel is James A. Angio. Associate producer Doug Stanton. Mike Bogad is our vice president of programming. All the other people who do such a tremendous job in bringing you Bulls basketball on Sports Channel. Young Chicago area man Kevin Garnett doing such a great job up here. Jason Caffey doing a pretty good job for the Bulls. 16.7 of 12 from the field. He's also got 6 rebounds and 3 assists. Yep. 15 rebounds now for Rodman as the Bulls get a fresh shot clock. Scottie pops out. Michael in the corner with Robinson on him. Looking for the opening. MJ fades, fires, and hits again. 23 for Michael. Top Frankovic. Right side for Gugliotta. Down low, lost it. Garnett gets it back. Garnett with a fadeaway jumper. Barber and Garnett, 30 points in the first half, just 11 here in the second half. Caffey on the dribble. Picks it up, finds Kerr, right side Scottie. Gugliotta on him. Michael. With the fake, now backs in, fades, fires, and hits again. 25 for Michael. And when he gets above 23, it's another donation from your local Chevy Geo dealers to the James Jordan Boys and Girls Club.
Get a shot off, can he?
He can. Gugliotta had it knocked away as Marbury ended up out of bounds.
The Chicago number 1, Randy Brown.
Neck feel a little better, you think, Reds?
Michael's going to sit down. 441. A gutsy performance by MJ.
He's leaving the floor with Chip Schaefer, the Bulls' outstanding trainer. Kevin Garnett in the lane, got fouled.
Dennis Rodman's first foul, is that right?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Chicago's Dennis Rodman, that's his first personal second team foul.
Dennis with 15 rebounds. Kevin Garnett, his first trip to the line.
He and Steve Javy are discussing this point right now. Steve just said the same thing you did. Dennis, it's your first foul. Garnett makes the second one. And it's 100-81. Bulls with the lead. 4.5 minutes remain. Caffey with it on the right side. Dennis Rodman gets it right back to Randy Brown with a fake on top Steve Kerr. Good ball movement against Scottie. Long deuce, and it's good for Scottie Pippen.
27 for Pip.
Good rebounding, good assist night for Scottie. Great defensive night.
Pip with a hand up on the two fight for it out of bounds. Gugliotta went for it, went off of Marbury.
Dickie Simpkins checks in for the Bulls, and Dennis Rodman will leave. Dennis Rodman leaves. 6 points, 15 rebounds, and John, 5 assists. He continues to be a better passer than I think you and I ever dreamed he was before he came to the Bulls. And we knew he could pass, but we didn't realize how effectively he can find the open man. Kerr stops, long jumper over Garnett, couldn't get it. Scottie right there with a rebound. Comes inside, off the glove. What a beautiful move by Scottie.
29 for Pip.
And timeout called by the Timberwolves. 3:41 left, and the Bulls lead it 104-81. Bulls lead at 104-81, and Scottie Pippen, our Chicago Bulls Budweiser player of the game. What a tremendous job, Scottie. Defensively as well, 29.7 rebounds and 5 assists. But he's held Tom Gugliotta down to 15 points in the ball game. He's just flat done it all tonight, John. As you pointed out, the last possession, he's been everywhere. Robinson, top of the circle, puts up the three and hits. Robinson makes it 104-84 now. Bulls with the lead. Judd Bushler in the ball game. Chris Carr, the Saluki, comes into the game. Caffey back to Bushy. Jason goes baseline, comes underneath, kicks it out, and threw it away. Carr goes right side for Shane Heel, who's in the ball game. Throws it up with the right hand and puts it in. Heel, an Australian player.
Randy Brown with the left hand. Brownie with 6 points.
Robinson, another three.
Never met a three he didn't like.
Making 106-89 now. Bulls with the lead. Brown. Joe Simpkins. He turns and looks. On top, Jason Caffey from 17. Jason Caffey with a good ball game.
18 points for Jason. 11 in the second quarter. 7 here.
He's also got 6 rebounds and 3 assists. Did you think he was going to pass? Was there any chance he was going to pass the ball?
I said he never saw one he didn't like when he came in the first half. He's got 11 3 threes in a row.
Caffey in the lane. Puts it in. Jason with another good bucket.
20 for Jason. 3 away from his all-time high. We got a minute and 45 seconds to play here. It's going up. If you can see it, it's going up. Over his head, over his back, it's going up. No!
Chris Carr comes in. Oh, nice move by Chris Carr, who comes in and slams it. He's kind of fallen out of favor here, John. He had some starting assignments.
Yeah, he was their their shooting guard, but not getting much playing time.
Bushy with it on the right side now. Bushy, a long deuce, comes up short. And Dean Garrett gets the rebound. Robinson.
What a show he's putting on here, huh?
Jason Caffey beats Cherokee Parks and picks up the foul.
He'll be taken out in the side, as that is only the second foul, first in the last 2 minutes for them.
First in the final 2 minutes.
Tapped away as here comes Heel down the floor. Finds Robinson. Oh, he faked. He'll pass it over to Heel. He'll put up the 3 and miss. Garrett inside. Good, strong move. Puts it back in.
Where are these guys been all game? All the energy they're spending. The Bulls just trying to run this thing out.
Robinson had a 23-point quarter. Fourth quarter against Cleveland. Just after Christmas. He's trying to do the same thing. He will have to hurry with a lot of points left.
Way outside for the Bulls.
Dickey with the fake comes inside with a left hand. Put it up, couldn't get it. Garrett with a rebound. 110-99 Bulls with the lead. Chris Carr finds Parks. Back to Robinson. 3 on the right side. Close for Carr.
Look what these guys have done here. Huh? The Bulls taking it very easy.
So Robinson picks up the foul.
So you got 4. They get a nice hand. 4 threes. 5 threes in his quarter. After they got 3 points from Kevin Garnett, a basket by Gugliotta, and then the Kamikaze team has come in here and really closed this to an 8-point game. This was a 20-point game. Now it's
Steve Kerr takes his time. And hits. 112-102 now. Bulls with the lead. Robinson gives it back. Chris Carr, a long 3 off. And Randy Brown comes down with a rebound. The Bulls do not have to bring it back across the half-court stripe. Steve Kerr can stand right there. Does, and the horn sounds. The Chicago Bulls come into Minnesota, a team, John, that had been very hot here at the Target Center, and pulls out a win, 112-102. Played pretty well.
They did. The Bulls, they sort of hung in there, and late in the third quarter, they allowed the lead to slip away to the Timberwolves, and then they just went on a string and buried them. They had them by 20 points until that barrage of threes by James Robinson and Chris Carr sort of brought them back.
Well, this one's going to look a little bit closer than it was, I think, but the Bulls played very well defensively. And, John, again, a lot of this happened in the third quarter. At the end of the third quarter and start of the fourth, they put on a defensive rush. They played very well. Scottie got to the basket a couple times. Michael hit a couple outside shots, and that was the difference in the game. And as the Bulls are wont to do, it was just about as quick as it could be, and all of a sudden they were up by 14, 15 points, something like that.
Yeah, well, the Bulls will close out and take a 15-3 road record, 32-4 on the season. A nice job by the Bulls all the way around. Michael really hurting with 25 points.
And speaking of that, Lou Canellis is back in the Bulls locker room. Lou, how's everything?
How are you doing, Tom? Just outside of the Bulls locker room.
Michael Jordan is inside. He got some treatment from trainer Chip Schaefer. And Chip said that he feels much better in there. He can't wait to get back to Chicago. Who was that did that, Tom?
It was Scottie. It was Scottie.
Good old Scottie Pippen, who really came up big time tonight and helped out Michael Jordan, who still had 25 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. Pip with 29, if I'm not mistaken. What about the job that Jason Caffey did off the bench? He had a horrible game last night, scored just a bucket. But remember, Phil Jackson had a meeting with him last week and said, Jason, you cannot let the bad games bother you. You need to come back after a bad game and play a better game. And sure enough, after last night's poor performance against the Bullets, Caffey comes through with 20 points and 6 rebounds. Bulls win it 112-102. Steve Cashel comes your way after this.
This Michael Jordan interview was brought to you by British Airways, the world's favorite airline.
The Chicago Bulls win their 8th in a row. They're now 33-4 on the season, and they've won 16 of 17. They take out the Minnesota Timberwolves in Minneapolis, Minnesota tonight by a final of 112-102. Bulls leading by as many as 22 points. Steve Cashel back with you along with Norm Van Leer. Good, entertaining basketball game, but what a great fourth quarter put on by the Chicago Bulls. They only led by 4 going into the fourth quarter, and all of a sudden, about 4 or 5 minutes in, the lead was up to 20.
No doubt about it. Bulls can be that explosive when they put on that defense, run the fast breaks, get the open court game going, and Scottie Pippen got absolutely on fire as far as getting some key points and getting this team going. Scottie's been in a focus, I guess what the new word is around in the 90s with the athletes, and I guarantee you he has just been on fire in the last 3 or 4 or 5 ball games, just carrying this team by way of key shots, crucial shots, and taking the shots. Seems like, hey, give me the ball, I want to go after it. So looking good, once again, good defense, and a matter of time wearing down someone. Minnesota relied on too many outside shots, and you can't do that against the Chicago Bulls.
Still a good young team, though. When you talk about Stephon Marbury, I have him with 21 points. Kevin Garnett with 20. Tom Gugliotta. These guys will probably make the playoffs. Right now, they're 6th in the Western Conference. Kind of surprising since they're 4 games under 500, but just telling you something about the West. But they're going to hang around. You never know how good this team will be in future years.
Well, you know, there's a lot of teams, I say in this league, in the NBA, to have a lot of good talent. But there's not a lot of good talent, as far as I'm concerned, playing together, being coached well, and playing that team basketball. Minnesota's one of them. We had Kevin McHale earlier today on the Score Radio talking about this, and I'm telling you right now, when you play together and you realize it's a team basketball game, because there's a lot of talent in this league by way of individuals and things of that nature, Steve, but when you put it together, play the team game, then you get results. That's what Minnesota's doing.
All right, well, the Bulls in that run in the fourth quarter wind up with a 19-3 blitz over the Minnesota Timberwolves, extending their lead to 98-78. All right, Bulls win by 10. Sports Channel report coming up. But first, our Discover Card playback call of the game.
Decides to bring it back out.
Oh! Jason Caffey with the slide down the middle. Beautifully done. Tony with the pass.
And a timeout call.
Bulls win. Sports Channel report coming up now. Stay with us.
Tonight on Sports Channel report, Michael Jordan was hurting, but for the Bulls, the Wolves are just a pain in their neck. Norm Van Leer is here with his keys to the game. White Sox manager Terry Bevington will join us in studio to tell us about his call to arms before spring training starts. The complete college hoops wrap-up, including the Demons in action at the horizon, and some special athletes, all up next on the report. Hello and welcome to a Wednesday night edition of the Sports Channel Report. I'm Amy Stone. White Sox manager Terry Bevington will be along later to talk White Sox baseball and Sox Fest 97.
And I'm Steve Cashel. We thank you for joining us this evening. You know, this is a very busy week for the Bulls. We're following this back-to-back from Tuesday and Wednesday with a game Friday against the Milwaukee Bucks. Then on Saturday, it's rematch time as the Bulls play in Houston against the Rockets. Tonight, Their stop was in Minnesota, where the Bulls were trying to beat the Timberwolves, a team they had never lost to. 15 games, 15 wins. You can make it 16 in a row tonight. But Stephon Marbury came out on fire, nailing his first 2 3-pointers. He had 14 in the first quarter. Despite the neck pain, Michael shows he can still play, going baseline around Marbury for the jam. 13 points for Michael. Second quarter, Kevin Garnett comes to life. The spin move around Rodman for the jumper. He had 14 by halftime. George Mikan in the crowd, the former DePaul star, and the Bulls led it 57-49 after one half. Luke Longley played well tonight. 9 points for the game for Luke, is only his second game back after missing 22. We'll look at Marbury going all the way in for the lay-in off the glass, cutting the Bulls' lead to 2 in the third quarter. Then as Rodman fights Garrett for the rebound, falls out of bounds. In frustration, he extends a leg at the cameraman. That's as far as I'm going to go. Norm and I will get into more of that a little bit later. They actually had to carry this guy off. Rodman could not believe it. What can you do, folks? End of the third, 79-75 Chicago. Fourth quarter, Tony Kukoc beating Jason Caffey. He lays it in with the harm, 96-78. Jason Caffey, what a game. 20 points for the Bulls tonight. And the Bulls wind up winning 112-102. Again, they only led by 4 points after 3 quarters, but they come out with a 19-3 run to begin the fourth quarter. And the final numbers, 112-102. Bulls outscoring Minnesota 33-27 in that fourth quarter. Pippen winds up with 29. Michael had 23. Jason Caffey with 20. Kevin Garnett had 21. Stephon Marbury officially 21 for Minnesota. And the Bulls are now 15-3 on the road. And as we've said, they've won 16 of their last 17 games. Time to bring in Norm Van Leer. Now, something interesting about this game is I was keeping the stats. Bulls were winning by 6 when Luke Longley had his 5th foul. All of a sudden, Luke, of course, has to go to the bench. And then Minnesota comes on their big run, actually taking the lead soon thereafter. Something with Luke right there. He's really played well in just 2 games back.
What I noticed what the Minnesota did to, to take this lead, Steve, they really went to the basket on some missed shots by the Bulls. They penetrated, and when they said Marbury just going to the basket, trying to create things, getting layups, and they hit a few outside shots. But I also thought if you live by the sword, you die by the sword, because as soon as Minnesota started missing shots and the Bulls extended that defense, started putting a little pressure on this team, they started missing shots. The Bulls got fast breaks themselves. Then they came down in a half-court game and didn't hesitate to take shots. Scottie Pippen got on fire, and I thought that was the story. Like I said, Minnesota wanted to shoot outside. They did shoot outside, but when they started missing, let me tell you something, the roof caved in. Maybe it's a whole lot of snow up there, and that's what happened.
And speaking of snow, let's go back up to Minneapolis. Right now, Phil Jackson outside the Bulls locker room.
First half, but Scottie just got a head of steam up in his defense. I think the fact that he was playing such great defense keyed it for himself, and he went down and just crushed him. They sure fought back at the end. I don't know what they scored, 20 points in the last 3 minutes, but yeah, that's typical. They can get hot like that.
I know you called Jason Caffey in for a meeting you told us last week, and you told him that if he has a bad game, not to let it carry over into the next game, and sure enough, he didn't play great last night against Washington, but came back tonight.
Yeah, I think Jason understood what his job was tonight. We told him that, he had an opportunity to play and get ready for it. He was just, I thought, great in the first half, and then he carried it over, told him at the end of the first half, go out and do the same thing in the second half. He's able to do it for us. So much so, gave Dennis a little rest, and it was nice to see.
What do you mean he knew what his job was tonight? What was his job?
Well, he had a couple tough matchups. First of all, he had to play Gugliotta a little bit. I thought that was a little bit tight for him, and then he moved over to Garnett, and finally we ended up with Mitchell, who's a little bit of a 3 outside shooter that he had to do some things. But most of all, he had to rebound and run the court, and that's what he does well.
What did you guys do defensively on Gugliotta and Garnett and Marbury that didn't allow them to have the second half that they had in the first half?
Well, Scottie does a great job on post players, and having played Gugliotta so many times, in our conference over the course of the years, he was very comfortable and volunteered to take him. Basically, we actually put Tony on the 2 guard then, and he did a great job. Marbury just hot to start the game. And then, he cooled off, and, we got a hold of him a little bit.
What was your angle of that Rodman incident with the photographer? Did you see that?
Well, first of all, it was one of those situations where guys are tumbling into the press. And, Dennis has had that confrontation before in the playoffs last year where there was an incident where he broke a camera by, hitting it with a ball. And I don't know what happened there, but it looked like he kicked the guy. It looked like he kicked the guy in the knee, and the guy suddenly got, falsetto. I don't know how it happened, and it was down at his knee, and it ended up in falsetto. But Dennis come back, and I said, Dennis, did you do that on purpose? And he said, he tripped me up on the thing. He said, I kicked him right above the knee. And I said, well, that's what I saw, too. But, the referee said he was in a lot of pain, and he looked like he was in a lot of pain. And I hate to see that happen on the court.
Were you worried about Michael's defense on Marbury, considering he couldn't turn his neck?
No.
Did you feel like that his neck injury affected his game at all tonight?
Yeah, a little bit. I thought he wasn't moving quite as quickly, but at the other end, he was feasting at the other end, and I knew that it was just a strut in the park kind of. They were both testing each other out. Marbury's having a hot hand, and after his first quarter, I thought he quieted him down.
Were you worried when Marbury has that hand?
I haven't seen him consistently shoot that well, and so we were concerned a little bit.
It looks like his neck seems to stiffen up, of course, when he's not playing. Are you worried about having a day off tomorrow? Like, is he going to practice tomorrow, giving him a day off, or maybe it'll stiffen up again tomorrow?
We usually take a day off if we go back-to-backs with the guys that play heavy minutes, so we'll probably have a day off in therapy for him.
You said last year the Timberwolves needed a big man. Is that still true?
I thought Brankovic played pretty well the second half. Luke did a good job the first half on him, but the second half I thought, he might have outplayed Luke, and they looked like they could play with Brankovic out there a little bit, and tonight was a pretty good night for him.
What do you think?
All right, let's get it back to our studios.
That's a toss.
All right, thanks a lot, Lou. And again, we're going to go inside the Bulls locker room. But I really want to address this Dennis Rodman issue right now. I promised we'd talk about it. I know it's going to be a big topic in Chicago tomorrow. Again, Dennis Rodman with 3:44 to go in the third quarter gets tangled up outside the baseline underneath the basket and allegedly kicked a photographer that was obviously wearing a press pass shooting the game. Let's show the play right now on videotape. Norm, I want your reaction, and who's at fault?
Well, I think right here, there's no one at fault. Basically, this is the name of the game, and actually, Dennis is, when you want to get down to it, it's the wrong guy. This guy wasn't involved. This guy's sitting to the right of this cameraman that's just left. And let me tell you something, Steve, this happens every game. Someone's going to go into the stands or in the lower part because the NBA is going to put those seats on them around the floor with the camera people, the press people, and it happens. Now, quite a few other ball players run into camera people out there, and it happens almost every game. You can count on 2 or 3, 4 times it's going to happen. However, let me put it this way. It's quite often that Dennis seems to be confronting with someone underneath the bucket. I don't know. You want to get in trouble? Continue to kick and hit people. Then that's the way it goes. All I know is this, and I'm saying it from experience. I'm saying from what I see every day, so I don't need to be second-guessed by half the people out there, whatever the deal is. This happens all the time, but I don't see everybody else slugging people and kicking people.
Yeah.
I just don't see it. Now, I have had it myself. I have run into a camera guy where I had a camera that big, a lens on my leg and thigh, where I've hurt people and I've pushed and knocked people out of the way. But at the same time, Steve, it's a big issue if we're going to make it a big issue. And at this point, I don't see a lot of people going in, slugging and hitting and knocking people out of the way. Dennis just seems to take it up a little more than usual, I guess. I don't know. I don't understand it, but actually, to tell the truth, he hit the wrong guy this time.
Yeah, obviously, and who knows how much this gentleman was hurt. We've been fighting about it in the newsroom. Whose fault? Did this guy really hurt? Who knows? Yeah. We can't say the guy wasn't hurt because who knows what the guy brought into the game, right?
Steve, the best way to have this done, and whether it's whose fault it is, who's hurt, and what's going on, is not to hit anybody.
Exactly.
That will end all the speculation, that end all that, and that way you won't get into it. Because you are going to run into camera people. You are going to run into press people sitting underneath that bucket.
All right. Well, still to come on the Sports Channel Report. We're going to go live inside the Bulls locker room as promised, and also Norm will be back with his keys to the game. Here's Dennis Rodman inside the Bulls locker room.
Head on, and go the right direction. He has a bright future. You know, he wants to be a Magic Johnson, but a little thinner. So, but he has a great talent. He has a great talent. So, he don't talk trash like most of the young kids in this league. Like Marbury, I couldn't believe how many shots did he take tonight? Marbury.
Almost as bad as Iverson.
I can't believe that. I mean, he just comes down and fired up. I'm like, that's the reason why you won't fucking win, because you shoot too damn much. He's not a team player. I mean, I think he was so concentrated trying to beat Michael Jordan, trying to outplay Michael Jordan. He forgot all about the damn concept of playing a team game.
That's what he said as soon as he came into the league. All he couldn't wait for anything to play Michael Jordan.
See, he need to go back to school and learn how to fucking get his head together.
Marbury?
Yeah. Quit worrying about trying to have personal goals with people in this league. That's not going to get you. That's not going to get you far in this league. You know.
All right, Dennis Rodman right there, and we apologize for any profanity right there. Dennis a little fired up tonight, and sometimes he's worth talking to. Sometimes he is not worth talking to. When you hear the F word a couple times, he's not worth talking to, right?
Well, yeah, basically he's always worth talking to. It's just that we need, for our own sake, to bail on out, because it's very interesting at every given opportunity to talk to Dennis, but at times we just
certain individuals, right?
Can't share that type of adjectives that go along with it.
Exactly. Minnesota falls to 16-21 on the season. They have lost 2 in a row. They are now 11-6 at home. Still a pretty impressive record at home, and I think this team is going to be good in years to come. Let's show you right now the winning ways of the Chicago Bulls. Remember last season, 72-10 in the regular season. Last year in the postseason, 15-3. Norm, right now they're 33-4. You add up these numbers, 120 wins against 17 losses. That is more than 100 games over the 500 mark since the beginning of the 1995 regular season. That's amazing. And right now, before we get your comment, we got to go because Michael Jordan is ready inside the Bulls locker room.
I just think that there's something that is not really taught that much today, passed along that much today. And, you just have to rely upon the individual, personal goals or enthusiastic attitude to improve as a player. And but I don't think too many remember some of the history and some of the guidelines that the people have paid for them before them.
I'm sure everyone watching and listening at one time or another, they've had a stiff neck. How does a guy go out and score 25 points with a stiff neck?
Get as close to the rim as I can get. One of the smaller guys, and make sure I don't turn to the right and turn to the left. I was very limited in some of my actions and some of my offensive capabilities, but the defense didn't pick up on that much, and I was able to utilize my size a lot of the times over the smaller players.
Yeah, were you surprised at all? I saw Marbury twice go to your left, or his left, and your right, but after that he didn't. I thought he would have done it more often.
Well, defensively, I couldn't do anything with him. I knew I was outmatched. His quickness, my reactions were very, very slow tonight, and I was trying to give him the outside shot and make him take some long shots. I just tried to contain him, and a couple of times he got out of control, got past me, and but for the most part, I think we did a good job trying to contain him.
You had a bad neck, though, haven't you? Isn't that bothering you, sir?
Yeah, it bothers my movement, too.
What about Gugliotta? How do you rate him as a player?
All-star caliber right now. I think he's been playing that way. He's improving as each year that he plays in this league. So, he's got the numbers to be an all-star without a doubt.
It was a tie game when that camera incident happened over there on the baseline. Do you think that broke up the flow of the game at all?
I don't know. It could have. Thanks. It could have. They had the momentum at the time, and then I think 15-minute breather there, and kind of gave us a little rest and changed the momentum of the game.
Did you hurt at every move tonight?
I had a tough time when I was up and down jumping. I could feel the impact, in my neck, and there's certain things I just had to deal with. And I didn't do that much of a jumping and dunking. I tried not to, and most of my game is perimeter all day today, and it really limits me a little bit. But the defense really didn't pick up on it. That was a key.
Jason helped out. He had 20 points off the bench. Made a remark just a moment ago. Said that when you came up to him and said, "I like what you're doing out there, kid," that really fuels him, gets him going. Do you realize that you're getting him going when you make a nice small comment like that to him during a game?
I think he needs confidence. He needs a positive reinforcement quite a bit. He's a young player with a lot of talent, and he can make us that much better of a basketball team. And if those type of comments make him think about his contribution to this team and motivates him, then as a leader, that's what you're supposed to do. And We want that from him consistently. I mean, quite naturally, we know it's a difficult adjustment, and we have to be very patient with him in some ways. But he's shown some great signs about his capabilities, and I think that's important to keep motivating him in that direction.
Michael, about the younger players in the league again, why is that appreciation missing among them? That respect for history of what it's taken to bring the league to what it is now. If you could point to anything, what would you say?
Well, I think a lot has to do with the amount of attention they're receiving, and I guess with a lot of the respect that they're receiving so early without the actual proving of themselves. I think you tend to skip a few of the steps. Some of the levels that it takes to elevate or learn about this game of basketball from the older players or from your coaching staff. The guidance that is so easily sometimes to rebel against when it's only constructive criticizing that a lot of the coaches try to do, and in some ways they're rebellious of it, and I think a lot has to do with the salaries and the way that the players are marketed way before they have experienced what they should experience to receive all these accolades.
Immediate stardom, almost.
Sure.
Michael, when you got up this morning, any thought of not playing tonight with your neck at all? Did that ever cross your mind? Okay.
No, I just knew I had limited action, and in the first couple minutes you just try to find out what you can deal with, and then just stick to that, and if you can expand on it as the game moves forward and the neck starts to